It's the Frenemies Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Dale, and with me riding today, just a dynamic duo. What's up, Tim?
What's up, buddy? I couldn't help but be on here with my best frenemy.
It's good. It's good to
Eh,
have a friend in you, man.
Yeah, that's a Toy Story. It's a friend in you. You know that song? Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, yeah. If we're Toy Story, who are you? Are you the horse?
Why you gotta call me the horse, bro? Why
I don't
gotta be the
know.
horse, though?
I don't know. Are you T-Rex arms then? Are you Mister? Are you the T-Rex with the T-Rex arms? I don't know.
Maybe I'm a slinky dog. You know?
It's like he is short. You are like a dachshund. I love it. I'm gonna
Oh
pull his
man,
name out now. That's gonna be it.
yeah, I'm a slinky dog. That's what I
I'll
am.
be I'll be Buzz. Is he bald? He's bald too, right?
Uh,
He's
I know during that Lightyear movie he wasn't.
oh, I got you.
Um,
I didn't see that.
yeah, I didn't see it either, but I saw the cover. He had hair, so
Gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah, man. All right, man. Well, what you got to drink today, man?
Oh man, I got my famous one. I told everybody first off, I told everybody I was going to have the worst beer of all time on here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I
Remember that?
remember. I
Last
remember that.
week I said, "Hey, I'm going to
Mhm.
have the worst beer." And I put it in the fridge, and I had one sometime in the week between now and then, and I decided I can't drink it.
Okay,
It's
you
pretty.
had to save it for the show.
No, no, no. I cannot drink that beer. I I can't do it.
Is that bad?
Yeah.
Don't get me
The,
wrong. I've got like a bad one
look.
right now in my kitchen too. So I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
Yeah. I just couldn't do it, man. I drank one. And I was like, dude, I can't even finish. I had to pour it out. It's just not a good beer.
Right.
It's
Right.
Kona Big Wave,
Okay.
Kona
Hmm.
Kona Big Wave. I'm assuming that's like a Hawaiian beer, maybe. I'm not
Hmm.
sure, but
Oh, there we go. Tim is racist against Hawaiians.
yeah, yeah, Hawaiians. That's it. I'm statist.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm a statist against all Hawaiian people. I, I like how you didn't say the Samoans,
Nope. Hawaiians.
but
We're going
just
Hawaiian.
anybody that lives in Hawaii as a whole.
We cover everybody here. All right. Everybody's gonna get it. We're like Family Guy. Family Guy can
Yeah,
have a little bit, man. They kill Jewish people, and then they do black people in the same bit.
yeah,
And then later on, they come and get Indian people, Mexican people. They come and get everybody.
yeah. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Uh, but I like. I'm drinking today my famous twisted tea.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get down with that twisted tea, man. Especially summer coming up. Look, that temperature crept up, and you had to turn on the air conditioning and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, twisted tea. Good
yeah,
stuff, man. I
yeah,
like it.
dude.
All right,
Yeah.
and what about the shirt? What we got on
Oh,
today?
oh, hey man, I got Mario. Chicks dig my ride.
Got the Mario. All right.
All right, all right. He's got Yoshi. He's riding on Yoshi right here. Chicks dig
Yeah,
my ride.
yeah.
It's awesome, awesome
I like
shirts.
it. I like it.
Yeah. What do you
Yep.
got on today, Dale?
Um, yeah, today I've got on the I
Uh,
got kids shirt. All right. All right. Now you wouldn't know because you're not a fan, but this is
I,
actually a
I,
wrestling shirt.
oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
like dude's angle was like, I got kids. I need this job.
okay. I just thought about your excuse every time I ask you to go out. I got
Oh yeah,
kids.
yeah, yeah. There you go.
I got kids. I can't do nothing, Tim. I got kids.
I got
All my
kids,
money's
Tim.
gone. He's like Al Bundy. All my money's gone. All the things are gone. I got nothing to do but watch TV and sit in front of here and drink some beer.
There we go. There we go, Tim. I got kids. I can't go out. All right.
What's your singular beer of the week?
Well, I'm not drinking beer today. I'm drinking moonshine once again.
Oh,
Um, this is pretty tasty, but it will sneak up on you when you start getting used to it, because like
hmm,
your initial sip is gonna be like, wow, this is strong.
yeah.
But
'Cause it's moonshine.
Yeah. But once you start getting that taste, man, trust me, you're gonna feel it. So.
I believe it. The moonshine will kick in on you.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, my first drink of moonshine, all right, ever. I didn't know what moonshine like felt like when you drink it.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
feels
yeah, yeah.
completely different.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Your whole body tingles for a second.
Right. That's what I'm
Like,
saying. Like you got to get
yeah,
used to it.
yeah. You got this whole body tingling. You're
Right.
going, oh, whoa, and and,
Yeah.
it's totally different, man.
That
So
initial sip might choke you up a little bit, you know.
there are things I'm afraid of in life, and drinking too much moonshine would probably jack me up, man. Like, that's one of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. I've never gone too far with the moonshine though, so
Yeah.
I can't tell you what the other side looks like, but yeah, I gotta imagine
The
it's
other
pretty
side.
bad. I imagine it's pretty bad, man. So
So what do we got on the show today?
today, man, we are doing the AFC winners and losers after the draft. Last week we did the NFC and we ran through all 16 teams, and we're gonna do the same thing for the AFC here. So we're gonna get started with this thing. Let's go with the Cincinnati Bengals. Starting off first, um, the Bengals look to fill the holes that they left on the defensive side of the ball. They try to fill these things early in the draft, and maybe they actually replaced P. Ryan at running back late in the draft. And also looking at some of the things they did, one of the big questions I got is regarding Higgins. And should
Really?
owners for Higgins be concerned because they drafted another wide receiver? And, contracts
Yeah.
coming up. So teams got to make decisions. People always make
Hmm.
decisions based on money. The NFL teams are no different. So what do you think here, man? Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, man. I'll tell you what I'm looking at here. Joe Mixon.
Hmm.
He's interesting. All right. He's got lots of legal troubles that could be coming. And the running back position has a strong chance of having somebody starting the season out with like 6 games pretty early, coming out
Oh,
hot,
okay. Okay.
coming out hot. I'm just
So,
gonna guess.
so you're predicting like a suspension kind of deal with Joe Mixon, or you think it's just going to be like investigation until a certain amount of time?
Yeah, well, I honestly I don't know about that part,
Okay.
but there's always even whenever there's no legal trouble,
Hmm.
the NFL is starting to do their own investigating and punish off of that. So I'm going to start predicting that whenever there's rumor of legal trouble,
Hmm.
and the NFL is going to probably end up with some kind of suspension between 4 games and 8 games is what I'm going to guess, and that could be this year or next year. So I'm looking at some the backups over here.
Okay.
Uh, that might be some sneaky back end stuff. Chase Brown, Trayvon Williams.
Hmm.
Those are my two number one my two names for that.
Okay.
And that's kind of just hoping that Mixon ends up going that way, and it could be just a good six week person to have on your team.
Yeah.
Uh, Now the other part I'm looking at is your boy Irv Smith,
Okay. Tight end. Yeah.
tight end Irv
Hmm.
Smith, man. Because just like you said, the wide receiver kind of got a little bit more murky
Yeah.
right now. With they picked it up. Looks like they picked somebody in the fourth and the sixth round.
Right. Yeah. Charlie Jones in the fourth, and
Hmm.
Andrade Isovas
I
in
like
the
it.
sixth there. Yeah. Yeah.
I
I like
like it
that
when
name.
you screw something. I like it when you screw it up because it's just as hard for me.
Hey, you can't be scared of him, Tim. Look, you know your
Oh,
name, man. You
I,
you, you know.
ah,
You've been dealing with this since kindergarten. Come on.
yeah, I have. I have. Yeah, I have. And so it's been. Yeah, I try not to offend people because my redneck terms of coming up with some names will really piss people off. That's not even how it's spelt. I'm sorry, I'm not good at spelling either. All right.
Tim, Tim doing
I was
redneck kung fu over here,
I
man.
was yeah I was not. I was not one of the kids picked to be in the spelling bee. Okay. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but Irv Smith looks to be a pretty good pickup. if there is some vacancy between T. Higgins, like you were saying, and one of these other coming wide receivers, Irv Smith might be one of those pickups that end of the year, mid to end of the year would be a great tight end to be having.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Look, Irv Smith had that. He coming out of Alabama, he
mm-hmm,
had that hype
mm-hmm,
for a while now, and I've been holding on to him in Dynasty. I'm hoping
yeah,
this is the year where he kind of breaks out. I want to say this is what his year 4, something like that.
yep,
Different team, so um, there's nothing but opportunity here, and with fantasy, opportunity is king.
yeah.
So
It,
I love that, man.
it's a piece on a good offense. That's what we like.
Exactly, good offense, good quarterback. You want to be married to those guys, man.
Do you?
So
You want to be
yes,
married to those guys?
yes, I
You
do.
do. No, good. He said it. I do.
I
Wow.
do. That's right.
Wow. Hey, I'm glad. I'm glad you're not anywhere in the vicinity of me right now because you might be trying to get all like lovey-dovey, a little bit too much on me. So,
Listen,
but
man, states by state, laws are changing, Tim, and we're all inclusive here. So,
uh,
but yeah, so the other thing, T. Higgins, he was a second round pick, so there's no 5th-year option for him. So it's pay me or don't pay me,
yeah.
and he's going to demand money on the open market.
Hmm.
I don't see them actually franchising T. Higgins. So maybe this pickup of his draft pick of Charlie Jones ends up being his replacement,
Hmm.
and they keep their wide receiver um, room like this just to keep it cheaper because you
Yeah.
know next couple years or whatever, Chase is going to be up, and you got to pay him too. So
Yeah. Yeah. And they're probably going to pay and Chase though. I
yeah,
bet you. I bet you
hmm
they do. Plus, like you were alluding to, the tag for wide receivers is so high right now because
hmm
of the whole Christian Kirk kicking off the
yeah,
wide receiver pay being ridiculously expensive now.
hmm
Teams are going to want to use their tag on like a running back or some other scenario.
yeah, something cheaper.
So,
Yeah,
and we hope for our pronunciation's sake that it's Charlie Jones and not Andre that ends up getting the. Because I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that dude's name on a weekly basis.
oh my goodness. Listen, when he becomes a player, people will go and look for the pronunciation. We'll figure it out. Yeah,
Yeah,
what happens?
that's true.
Let's go over to the Buffalo Bills. Um, Buffalo added to the offense early in the draft, offensive line and tight end. So these are guys that can come in and help Josh Allen, and they can probably help this year, Tim. Who you
Yeah.
have for winners and losers when it comes to the Bills?
All right, man. Look, let me just a second. I'm pulling up their all their stuff right now. But my first loser on here is Gabe Davis.
Hmm,
I hate to
okay,
say that,
right.
and you're going to be very happy about a lot of these because I just picked your boy Irv Smith, and I'm picking as a winner, right?
Uh-huh.
But I'm picking some of my guys as a loser this year that you're going to be happy about a trade I made a couple of years back
Hmm.
that you were all pissed off about because Tim made a trade, you know,
Yeah, that does not make me
and
happy when that happens.
yeah, it doesn't. so, so here's why Gabe Davis is my loser. It's because Dalton Kincaid was drafted. I think he was a first round pick, wasn't he? Yeah, and
Yeah, yeah. Dalton Kincaid went in the first round. Yep.
first round, number 25th overall, and so I think they moved up to get a number 2 target, and I think they were going to get whoever was left out of a wide receiver or a tight end, and it ended up being the tight end that they wanted. So he could end up being the number 2 target for Josh Allen.
Mm.
Um, and now tight ends usually, of course, take tight ends and
Yeah.
wide receivers take a little while longer, but it's going to be interesting to see my marks. I think it was fit 5 targets in the first week.
Mm.
Uh, if we see 5 targets out of Dalton Kincaid in the first week, then I'm going to be ready for him to be not a superstar this year, just a shining star as a rookie, and then like kicking off and on the dynasty level to continue on.
Would you have like a projection for him to have those kind of targets in week one?
Well, my projections for any wide receiver or tight end in week one, whether they're going to be something, it's like 5 targets or maybe it was 7 targets
Oh,
in the
okay.
first
So
game
this
of the
this
year.
is your projection if on their career if they get those amount of targets in week one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So week one is a big teller for us. So, um, but I would invest in Kincaid or one of the other tight ends to Kincaid or Michael Meyer coming in. So,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Okay. Um, yeah, I liked Kincaid for sure coming out. Um, I I don't know if we're going to see much of him just
hmm
because Dawson Knox looked pretty good. I know his contract is coming up, and so maybe that's an out for them. But maybe they do run some more two tight end sets. Um, I know they want to get this running back situation corrected, and that's why they brought in guys like Damon Harris
hmm
and even signed Latavius Murray after the draft. And
yeah,
I know they invested in James Cook early last year, but
yeah,
they really want this running game to do work and start limiting Josh Allen in the running game because so much of their running game was relying on him, and so
yeah.
that, and I think that was a big thing too. We're getting that guard Osiris Torrance.
hmm
Um, like this guy, he was projected to be like a first round pick and ended up going in the second. So I think they got a day one starter in him too, man. So
Yeah, looks good. And also, though Diggs has kind of been upset lately, and Diggs has been wanting to try to. He's he, you know how these diva wide receivers are always like that, right? They
mhm.
want to have all the targets, but then they also want somebody to come help them, but then they want all the targets also.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like why don't y'all have anybody else who can catch the ball? Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Just want
And
somebody to get the coverage. That's all.
yeah, he wants somebody else to get the coverage. And I don't think Gabe Davis nor Khalil Shakur is helping out as much as Diggs would like. And I think this is their investment into a pass catcher, Dalton Kincaid.
I know
I think
they liked Shakir last year, but they made the move to go and get the trader Deontay Hardy. Um,
that traitor.
I mean, he is a fast guy. Now the thing with him is, can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
And but when he gets the ball in his hands, I mean, he can be a pretty dynamic guy. So yeah, we'll see if he actually ends up panning out for them. But he's a guy with some speed for sure.
Well, I think too part of the problem is that Gabe Davis is just not turning out to be the star that they wanted. Not a
Yeah.
superstar, but just the star.
Hmm.
He's had his moments, of course. What was that during the Super Bowl? He lit up and had a few touchdowns there, but he had 106 targets this year, and he didn't really make out on them.
Mm.
56 receptions out of 106 targets.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
there you
that's where
go.
that was their number two guy,
Right.
and so that's why I'm continuing on with the Dalton Kincaid. He's
Okay.
on he's on my list. He can just not be on your list. I'm okay with that, Dale.
All right. All right. Cool. We're good with that too then. All right. We moving on to the Denver Broncos, and immediately,
hmm
right off the top, Tim, we need to point out the Broncos draft. Like
Yeah,
they drafted
because
the first white cornerback in a long time.
oh really,
Okay.
Riley Moss?
Riley
He's a white
Moss. All
he's a
right.
white cornerback.
Yes.
He,
Yes.
he's here to save us all.
Listen, Tim, this is your guy, Tim. Okay.
And
All right.
he's from Iowa. His
Yes.
school was Iowa.
That's right, Tim. He's from
the
Iowa.
co-
Okay.
the corn country itself,
That's
Iowa.
right. But look, I'm hearing great things about this guy, Tim. You keep an eye on him, Tim. Okay. Keep
I
an eye on this
hey,
guy.
even I'm you're so proud of yourself.
Look, we give you the important news, okay? All right, nobody else is gonna talk about this. All right, but look, we got him up here. All right, he's
Yeah,
coming to the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton knows what he's doing out there. All right.
yeah, I believe it. Well, Sean Payton, he also got Drew Sanders, linebacker from Arkansas, in third round.
Oh yeah, for sure,
All right,
man.
all
Um,
right.
they
But
they spent another early pick also on a wide
mm,
receiver, but yeah, they did address that defensive side of the ball early on too. Um, like you said, Sanders at linebacker, he played Arkansas, and listen, I think he's a solid linebacker. He transferred from Alabama,
yeah,
and
yep,
I think he's gonna play a long time. And they
yeah,
definitely need that linebacker help out there in Denver, man.
definitely. And so my winner on this team is Russell Wilson.
Oh, Russell
All
Wilson.
right,
Do tell.
Washed up Wilson himself. All right. So I'm still a big question mark whether he is done or in the phase of being done overall.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you're drafting somebody late, everybody's down about Russell Wilson right now. He has every reason to succeed next year, to include Cortland Sutton. You got they just got Marvin Mims,
Yep.
by the way, Sutton's going to be, I think his contract's over this year. So Mims is, it looks like,
Yeah.
in my opinion, Mims is going to be taking over
There you
the
go. That's
Jerry
it.
Judy slash Sutton, and then it's going to be Judy and then Marvin Mims next year.
Hmm.
Tim Patrick has a very favorable contract as well, and I like him a lot, but it's the typical. I don't think they have very much draft capital in him, so
Right.
it, it's that scenario.
Yep. Yep. There's no investment with him really at all. You
Mhm.
guys still got guys like KJ Hamler, which the previous regime, invested a second round pick in, but it's a
Yeah.
whole new regime. They got their own outlook on things.
Hmm.
So that previous draft capital may not matter as much with those guys. Well, I mean, this regime isn't married to them. So,
Yeah.
um, but but yeah, man, we will see what ends up happening with Russell Wilson. I'm betting on him bouncing back, especially with Sean Payton, the trader,
Or
Sean Payton,
the trader.
um, going to Denver. And look, everybody's getting paid out there, so it's going to be a lot of expectations.
They
So
get that Walmart money.
that's right. That's right.
Walmart money paying everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it would be good for everybody if Denver does good. So maybe they'll uh, have sale on groceries or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if you didn't know, one of the Walmart heirs bought the Broncos. So,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to Cleveland. And the Browns are determined to upgrade their wide receiver position. They added yet another wide receiver to the team, even after trading for Elijah Moore. Um,
Yep.
but we got to see what they were going to end up doing with their backup running back position with Kareem Hunt being a free agent now. I mean, it's possible he can resign, but right now I don't see one on the team.
No, no, and that's interesting too. It, in my opinion, the Browns right here is like, when it comes to wide receivers, do you believe in Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I
you do?
just think being off all that time, man, you're going to come back with rust, and I think that's
Yeah,
what happened with him.
gotcha,
Yep.
gotcha. And that's if you believe in Deshaun Watson, then it's time to invest in some of these wide receivers.
Hmm.
Now my picks on this right here are, let me pull up the depth chart here. Right.
I mean, definitely. I'd say definitely Chubb is a winner because
Yeah. Chubb's a big winner right there,
they
and
didn't draft another running back, and then Kareem Hunt is out.
that's the Chubb thing is for sure a big winner. But who the person in the background, number two for the running back scenario, for me is Jerome Ford.
Hmm.
Picking him up as a flyer. Um, but
Yeah.
and he's a rookie this year, but they got him listed second on the running back depth chart.
Okay.
So that's the guy you want to grab up, not John Kelly or Dimitri Fulton. Felton. Now, as far as wide receivers go, I'm going from Cooper. All right. and I'm skipping all the way to this Cedric Tillman after that. Cedric Tillman, he's a big dude, and
Right.
part of my thing is too David Bell. I picked him. I drafted him in Dynasty last year,
Hmm.
and he had lots of opportunity. I think there was only one game he wasn't in, and he just didn't seem to do anything. And it's very hard rookie wide receivers if they don't kind of make a little bit of a dent their first rookie year,
Yeah.
and then it's very hard for them to bounce back and
Yeah.
after that. So it's very telling on a wide receiver. If they do okay for a wide receiver overall, then that's in their rookie season, then they're going to progress to be better. But if they don't do just okay, they do like you can't even really put him in, then they just typically don't bounce back enough. So I'm dropping David Bell. I already did. I think I dropped him
Yeah.
mid-season last year.
Hmm.
But but yeah, I'm in for Cedric Tillman more than I am for Elijah Moore or Donovan Peoples-Jones.
I mean, I'm wondering though if he's going to see the field because I mean they traded for Elijah Moore. So
Yeah.
and I mean, look, Cooper's going to be the alpha in my opinion on this
Yeah.
team.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Peoples Jones can be up and down,
Yeah.
so maybe that's his spot to get in. But I mean, maybe Peoples Jones just knows the system, and he's a big guy, and because he's a vet, he's going to keep his spot. I don't know.
Well, my
He's a different receiver than the other guys.
yeah. Well, this guy Cedric Tillman's 6'3", 215,
Yeah.
and and I put him in as going to take over the number 2 spot, but
Okay.
Elijah Moore is probably just going to be in the slot, so he's not going to be on two wide receiver sets. He's not going to be in for those plays.
Okay.
And didn't they just also pay Njoku some money? No,
Um,
he's never made out to be what I thought he was going to be as far as tight ends go. But I think they just paid Njoku recently.
I believe you're right.
Let's see here. I don't have that readily available, but he was a first round pick in 2017, and so also they did draft a offensive tackle in the
It's
fourth
a 1 year
round.
deal for Njoku.
Oh, okay, all
Mhm.
right. So they don't plan on keeping him around. So
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
okay.
Let's go over to the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh man.
The Chargers went wide receiver early. Um, and it's more of a speed guy, so it's different than the
Hmm.
wide receivers that they have on the roster.
Yeah.
Um, this move should help Justin Herbert, of course. And I'm assuming what they're going to do with Keenan Allen is putting him in a slot and having all three of these guys on the field.
Yeah.
But later in the draft, they also looked to bolster the defense. They added a linebacker. And I think that's notable
Hmm.
because they didn't pick up the 5th-year option on Kenneth Murray. Um, the other thing that's kind of notable is they didn't address their running back position with
Yeah.
Eckler asking for a trade. So
Yeah.
I think Eckler is a winner here.
Yeah. He's definitely the winner on one of mine. Let's see here. I got Eckler as a winner for no other running back drafted, and nobody was picked up in free agency either.
Right. Hmm.
So we're question marking all this. Like who's going to end up being the running back in the next year for Chargers, and that's some of what Dynasty's all about is
Hmm.
predicting what's going to happen on certain teams, and then putting yourself into position to have that asset of that one. Now Quentin Johnson is the name of the wide receiver you're talking about,
Right. Yeah,
and
that was their first round pick
yeah,
from
yeah,
TCU. Yep.
and I hate doing this show with Dale because I have to give away things that I to the show for the listeners that I don't want Dale to know.
Yeah. What you got? I'm writing it
All
down.
right.
Come on. Give it
I
to me.
know you are. I know you are. Because everything I like, you always like mimic it.
Yeah.
You like that little brother. You
Hmm.
know,
That's how I drafted ETN because I know you liked him. I,
and
I
and
drafted him.
and Christian Watson.
Well, I didn't know about Watson.
Well,
I knew about ETN though.
he's on the Packers, man.
Yeah, that's true. Mm,
You know, you sat there and told me like I drafted him because he's a Packer. I'm like, screw you, dude.
mm.
So
I drafted because I needed a wide receiver for sure.
that yeah,
All it was.
lies, lies. But Quentin Johnson is he might end up being the number one behind Bijan Robinson pick in this.
Ooh,
He and he's ADP and everything. He is going to end up being
102, huh?
a great value in my opinion. Um, now he's not on as far as like startup rankings that I watch and pay attention to and all that mess.
Yeah,
He is he is. I'm pulling it up right now.
but for rookie drafts, you're looking at him as the 102.
I don't know. I'm thinking I don't want to quote as being the 102 because let me see here. No, I don't have. I think he's a great sleeper. That's
Mm.
going to end up being the second most important pick in the draft, the rookie
Okay,
draft. Does that make sense? Like
so
I don't
you think he's going to be the best receiver in the draft then, this year from the draft?
no, no for dynasty overall. The length of
Okay,
his career, I think
length
he's
of
going
his
to be
career. I got you.
he's number 5 overall in rookie draft, as far as my rankings go right now. But I think he's got the most opportunity, the most like all the pieces are fitting. That his entire career might end up being in the second best out of Bijan Robinson. Now I got Gibbs as the second, and JSN is the third, and of course Jordan Addison is number 4. So,
Okay, all
but
right.
I happenstance have the 4th pick overall in both of my dynasty leagues, and I might take Quentin Johnston on both of those. So
Yeah, yeah. Just find four guys you love, and you're not going to be disappointed.
yeah, and then you can get all the I do's from Dale. Because clearly he's all about the guys he loves.
Yeah,
On this
yeah,
show.
yes.
Yeah,
I am.
yeah.
I am. Not gonna lie. I am. Yes. All right. Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh man.
Um, let's see. Kansas City for the second straight year, the Chiefs selected a pass rusher with the first overall pick. They did add to the offensive side of the ball early on as well. And this is what I'm hearing, Tim. I
Okay.
heard that Mahomes handpicked Rice
Wow.
as the wide receiver in the draft choice that they selected.
Wow.
He was a productive guy in college,
Hmm.
and he has good size. So I guess my question to you is, who do you think is going to be wide receiver one in Kansas City?
Oh wow. Wow, you got a lot of bark right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
every year we're looking for that guy.
In Kansas City.
Yeah, especially after Tyreek Hill is gone. We're
Yeah.
we're looking for that next guy. Like, who is that guy?
I really don't know how to answer that. All right.
Because
Because
last year you were on that Juju train.
I was on Juju Train last year. Yeah. Yeah. It's been sad. So I right now MVS is listed as number 1, and Tony number 2, and then Sky Moore is number 3. And last year Sky Moore was their pick. The similar, he went
Mhm.
54th overall, where Rice went 55th. But I'm going to throw this out there. All right, Patrick Mahomes also picked Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yes.
And
Okay.
that the year before he picked
Okay.
Clyde, and that didn't make out either.
Hmm.
Okay, so maybe Patrick Mahomes should not help out with the draft. I'm just
But
thinking.
it's a little bit different because it's a wide receiver, though.
No, why did he get to pick a running back then?
I mean, look,
Well, yeah,
whatever, dude. Like, I mean, the guy was coming off a championship year, and I mean, he played a hell of a game in a championship game. Like, they fell in love. That's what happens, Tim. You fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they have these guys out there running around, with skimpy clothes on and stuff. They fall in love.
Dude, you're talking too extra right now. Dale, you keep talking too extra all the time. I don't even know what who this dude is right now. Oh my gosh.
They
Wow.
call it the underwear Olympics for a reason, Tim. All
Oh
right.
man. Dale, you better check yourself a little bit extra. So I do have Rice as the number 11th overall pick.
Yeah.
He's in my rankings for rookie drafts, dynasty rookie drafts, and so there's a chance, and you always want to take a bite of that chance as far as the Chiefs go. Um, so I happen to also have the number 11th pick. I think, well, just in one league, I get the
Okay.
11th pick. I traded the 11th away in the other league, but
Mm.
um, I will be looking for Rice around that zone myself.
So you're
So,
looking late first, early second for Rice right
oh,
now?
early second, I'd buy him in a minute. Yeah, early second for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so if you can stretch it out that far, then yeah, early second.
I mean, it'll be a crowded room. We got Sky Moore to deal with, um, Tony to deal with.
Hmm.
Valdez Scantling still gonna be there, So I think it's
Uh,
gonna be a rotation kind of thing. You're gonna see packages for like everybody, and it's gonna be a matter of who can capitalize on their opportunity when they're given a chance.
yeah, I got you. But Rice is also, I think, more speedy than the others, if I recall properly. I
I
think that.
mean, look, Tony is fast. Sky
Mm,
Moore is fast.
mm-hmm.
Valdez Scantling, he's fast too. So
Yeah.
these are all fast wide receivers. They can just go. So, yep. Um, okay. So before we go over to our next team, um, one quick thing here. We got approached, by nonprofit organization and BSnBEER Media. We're all about giving back. All about giving back, man. So we got approached with this. We were like, yes, we'll put your commercial on. And so just enjoy this commercial here from our sponsor. Okay. For some reason, it still isn't clear. So I'm going to break it down as much as I can. This is your team. And this is Tim. This is your team when you trade with Tim. Any questions? Come on, y'all. Yes, that was sponsored by the people who care.
The,
Um,
I didn't see nor hear that commercial, but
oh, you did?
I saw you giggling. All right, and I know I got to go back and watch this to see what this commercial was. Okay.
Okay. I thought you saw it. My bad.
No, no, I didn't get to see it.
Oh, you're gonna get a kick out of it then, Tim. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, it's like,
Everybody, please remember the sponsor, okay?
did you
It's all about the people who care. All right.
look?
It's from the people who care, bro.
Is this because I spotted your new ride out and
Maybe,
about?
maybe,
Is this
maybe,
what this was from? I
maybe.
spotted Dale's new ride. All right, me and my daughter, we were going to the movies, and she was walking by this car, and and it was the license plate was a personalized tag that said Dale, and I was like, "Dear Jesus, this is so corny." It it's a BMW 428i, and it says Dale, and then there's this bumper sticker on it, and it says "Girlfriend Wanted," and it says a phone number. It is a phone number 401. I am Dale. I'm telling you, I'm
Bro,
telling you, I sent that thing out to every group text message I'm in Dale with. All right, like, dude, I
it's
caught Dale at the
hilarious.
movies. Yeah.
It's hilarious. Listen, we're laughing at this guy. All right,
Yeah.
but
Hey,
somebody's probably calling his number. All right.
we're advertising for this man. All right, here I am. Like, I'm falling into his game to get more women too.
Yeah,
It works.
yeah.
I mean,
This might work,
so I'm wondering, who did he make this on his own? Is this off his mom's cricket or something? Because he's got a Beamer, but he needs a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So maybe he's got mom in the house, and he's like,
Maybe so. Maybe that's what's going on, Tim. I
he's
don't
like,
know.
Mom, get up, Mom, get off the cricket. I'm trying to make my bumper sticker. Go ahead.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. Tim, you gotta stop talking to me, bro. You gotta stop. All right, man. Let's get back on track here. Indianapolis Colts. Oh man, the Indianapolis
No.
Colts have found their quarterback. That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
They got Richardson in the quarter in the draft there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if they're actually right in a few years. You got to give the guy a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But they also added to the wide receiver room early on, and I think that's huge when you draft a quarterback early on. Give him a buddy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Works out.
Yeah.
It, so I want to say, the talk of the draft was that Will Levis
Hmm.
going in the top 15. And supposedly the Colts had him picked to be their second quarterback
Yeah,
off
that's
the
what I heard
board.
early too.
Yeah, and if
Hmm.
Richardson would have been gone, they would have picked Levis instead.
Hmm.
So, but
So
yeah.
Levis ended up dropping to the second round.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
And then he dropped to the second because Anthony Richardson did not get taken in the
Right.
first whatever picks. So,
Okay.
well, on here, I think Alec Pierce is a loser in this draft
Mm, okay.
because like you said, they picked their wide receiver Josh Downs
Yeah.
in third round.
Yeah.
Um, so they Josh Downs seems to be kind of a promising scenario.
Well, they're a little bit different player. I think Josh Downs going to end up playing more of the slot. Pierce and Pittman may be on your outside.
Yeah.
Um, Josh Downs, I believe he's like 5'10",
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, he is 5'10". You know, Alec Pierce 6 feet,
Yeah.
just a bigger body, and so that's why I think he's going to play outside. Now, the competition that Josh Downs has for the slot work, I think, will come from Isaiah McKenzie that they ended up picking up from Buffalo. But
Mm-hmm.
he was another guy that Buffalo kind of gave up on because of injury. So you know, I guess it was going to be who's the healthy guy uh, in camp
Yeah.
who gets these reps, man.
I got you. I got you. Well, I've kind of got Josh Downs. I got a quote here from Reggie Wayne, who was supposedly helping them, advise them for wide receivers.
Uh huh.
The Reggie Wayne from Colts and Peyton era.
Yeah.
Um, but on the Colts draft board, supposedly Josh Downs was their number one target for wide receiver.
Oh.
Um, but now they picked him up in the third round. So they went cornerback in the second round, then wide receiver in the third round. But they passed him up after they got their quarterback in the first round. They passed him up on the second,
Right.
and ended up picking him up in the third. So yeah, how true that is kind of a question mark always.
Hmm.
But I still think Alec Pierce is the loser in this scenario. But
Okay.
also, is interesting is Evan Hull.
Okay. Evan Hall.
Their is it Hall?
A
What is their
Hall. The
Hall?
running back, fifth rounder.
Yeah, running back. Yeah, fifth
Hmm.
round. I was looking for him on the
Hmm.
list here, and I don't see him on our list right
Yes.
here.
Hull. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, he could find himself in a good spot
Hmm.
with what's his name? What's their other backup? Their number one guy.
Oh, sorry.
It's my damn mind
Taylor.
right now, right?
Taylor, you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
Jonathan Taylor. And I wanted to say JT, but I thought I was wrong.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, but that Evan Hull could be somebody that pops out over here. So,
Yeah. It's interesting. That's somebody to definitely keep an eye on. They did obtain Zach Moss, so maybe he starts sharing some of the load too.
hmm
It's just us always one of those great names of guys who just hadn't worked out for fantasy yet. So
yeah, JT. You talking about
no,
JT
talking about Moss, Zach
Moss?
Moss.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna work out. I'm just gonna get. I'm put but the numbers don't match up by now
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Moss. But JT could be a trade piece that the Colts trade away later
Hmm.
after this year or something. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. That's kind of a little bit of a waste of his career,
if
because
yeah,
he's been good, and the team's just been bad.
they've been bad. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, it feels like a lot of talent just wasted away.
Hmm.
And fantasy upside too. By the way, I keep on being excited about him every year, but it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins didn't have a first round pick. However, they split their early picks between defense and offense. Um, do
Hmm.
you think this is a good landing spot for A Chain? Because I really would like to know who is the number 3 running back in this rookie class. Because, we've got
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson and Gibbs as like 2 top dogs, but who's that next guy?
Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely. Well, I mean, personally, I got your boy Condre Miller, number 8 overall, and I still got Zach Charbonnet as number 9. But I do got A Chain here as the 12th overall running back.
Okay. Okay.
Not 12th overall running back, 12th overall in rookie drafts for Dynasty,
Right.
but it was that end up making him the 5th overall running back. Yeah,
Okay.
the 5th overall running back. So um, now it is interesting because it's a nice offense to be a part of. We always want a piece of that good offense.
Yeah. Yeah. My only problem with them, I guess, is like they kept everybody from last year too. So
Hmm.
this is a really crowded running back room.
They,
Uh,
they kept all the old timers over there. The going off to old timers home
yeah,
post
but
start.
they
Awesome.
know that San Francisco offense, and that's what they're
Hmm.
running. So Jeff
Yeah.
Wilson and Raheem Mostert, they're still going to be in there, but the history with those guys are they get hurt.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened to them every
Th-
year.
They're going to get you like 3 40-point games in
Yeah,
between 4 injuries.
yeah,
You
that's
know?
what happened to them, man.
Yeah. But supposedly Mike McDaniels was super heavy on this guy, Devon
A
A-Chain.
chain, okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Supposedly Mike McDaniels was super heavy on this guy, and it seemed like he was excited about it, and I'm expecting to see some plays written up when he's in.
my only problem with him is like his weight. He's
Yeah.
like 5'8",
Yeah.
185.
Yeah.
So
He's my size.
it's hard to play running back, when you're walking around as a regular guy.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Slightly balding, white guy. Yeah, I
Right.
know. I know. That's why I'm on this podcast and not playing
Yeah,
football.
it's hard out here for a pimp, Tim.
We gotta have bumper stickers and everything, Dale.
That's right, man. That's right.
Oh.
All right, Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jags focused on offense early in the draft, building on what they've built so far. But did they trade down too much in the draft? Um, but and also, like, what do we think
Mhm.
about a guy like Tank Bigsby
Yeah,
cutting into ETN's workload as a running back?
man, that's one of my things right there. It could be the Jaguars could be changing into a running back by committee.
Hmm.
They signed Darnus Johnson,
Yeah,
and then they got Tank Bigsby. Now they drafted Tank Bigsby, and what did they waste on him? What pick what did they get on him?
I believe it's the third.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep, you're right.
third round pick on Tank Bigsby. Yep.
Third round pick,
Hmm.
and so that's kind of where I'm kind of skittish about ETN. I own him as well, and so it could be good, it could be bad, but they definitely invested in the offensive line there, first round pick, and then the tight end in the second. Um, and the biggest piece I got, I guess, for the winner would be Christian Kirk still
Yeah,
as
yeah.
their number one.
But I mean, is he going to continue to be the number one now that Calvin Ridley is official
Mhm.
on the team? And I mean, listen,
Yeah.
they got Kirk, they've got Evan Ingram still,
Yeah.
and Zay Jones. So
Mm-hmm.
they've got some weapons out there in Jacksonville, and Doug Peterson definitely got the offense rolling toward the right way, and so maybe Trevor Lawrence takes that step forward.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think he's taking a step forward as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
He's a young talent. He's getting some weapons around him now. Did you see them pictures of Calvin Ridley working out?
I saw some videos where he was shaking guys out their cleats in the end zone,
Oh,
doing some end zone work earlier this week. So yeah,
okay. All right. All right.
he
Well,
looking pretty good.
I was kind of thinking about him just looking old out there with his, his like face was looking old.
Okay.
All right. Like, you know how Scottie Pippen looks nowadays? You got that
uh,
old face, you don't have
uh,
a young Scottie face no more, and I was a man, dude. But I do expect Ridley to hold up a couple of years, but I think it's going to be Christian Kirk and him. Um, and I think it's not. I don't think it's going to necessarily be um, like a 1A, like you're going to like DeAndre Hopkins was for a few years and stuff like that. But they're both going to probably be RB wide receivers too. Sorry, 13
okay.
through 24.
All right. All right. New York Jets.
Oh, that's your boy.
My boy.
Yeah, yeah, your boy Rogers, your boys team.
Well, that's your
Well,
boy.
I,
You
my
know all
boy.
about him.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So the New York Jets, they only had 2 picks early on. They added to the offense, added to the defense. It's
Hmm.
pretty even stuff. But with them obtaining Rodgers as part of their draft, it should be a solid draft, right?
Ah. So supposedly before the draft, they also try to reach out and get our center.
Oh, that right.
Supposedly. So that kind of coincides with their second round pick being a center,
Okay. All right.
right?
It makes sense then.
And so then they got that offensive tackle in the fourth round, the third pick, their third pick, and so I think Rogers had some problems with the line, so they were like, oh, well, okay,
Ah,
but
okay. So
yeah,
they got all his receivers from the Packers, and now they
yeah.
fixed the offensive line. I'm telling you, like that's the Jets are
They,
going to be something else on offense.
I don't know. It's like one of those moments when you're talking to your friends about your favorite baby name, and then your friend takes your favorite baby name, and so like you can't talk to your friends no more about their
Uh,
favorite, but now you can't talk to them no more because they just stole your favorite baby name. Yeah, and that's what the Jets are trying to do to the Packers offense right now.
uh,
Yeah, yeah, that's what's happening. So I'm gonna let you ruin this name for me, Dale. All right, their
with
fifth
the
round
running
pick.
back.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, Israel Abaconda. That's what it looked like to
I've
me.
I've been Conda. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Abaconda.
down.
Yeah.
I've been Conda. So
um,
go
yeah,
ahead.
it's interesting. They took a running back in the fifth because they've been taking running backs like every year. Uh,
Yeah.
with starting off with Carter,
Uh,
then Brees
yep.
Hall, and now this guy here. So
It it's just been a thing, but they the kind of the parts that were brought up was that this guy kind of matches Brees Hall's skill sets,
okay.
and so I'm thinking that this is a backup, and I don't think he's going to challenge Brees Hall. But also, Brees Hall got injured last year and all
Right.
those kind of things. So injury question mark comes up, and so this guy might end up being playing out something too, a handcuff later. Um,
Yeah, I
and,
think
and
about just managing the workload, man. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, yeah. Well, you keep thinking that. That's hopeful. See, that's a hopeful
it's,
thinking.
it's what everybody in the NFL is doing now. These running backs, where they manage that workload.
Yeah, well, Hall, if Hall gets hurt though, there's a scenario that comes out where Michael Carter or this guy's going to end up paying, having the bank right there, and Aaron
Yeah.
Jones, an Aaron Jones type running back. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
All right. Let's go over to New England. The Patriots focused on defense early in the draft. Now, was this the right move for them after the offensive performance that they put up last year? It was very, very poor. They didn't
Oh,
pick up a running back, but
yeah,
also within their draft, what the hell is going on with selecting a kicker
th-
and a punter in the same draft? What the hell?
yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. They got that kicker in the fourth round, and and they don't. I don't know what to say. I think Bill Belichick is that dude who eats at the same restaurant on the same day of the week, and he orders the same food
Mm,
every week.
yeah, I could see that. I could see
Because
that from him.
he's yeah, he's got that boring lifestyle. You know, he
That's
comes
right.
home, and on Wednesday nights at 7:42, he always starts up this next episode of Star Trek Voyager or something. You know, it's, he he just seems like that guy, and he's always picking defense, and there's not a lot to go off of except for one of your LSU guys.
Yeah, that was like in the sixth round, though. Like when
I know.
they got booty, in the sixth round, bro.
Yeah, Keyshawn Booty and the sixth round. So like that's the only piece that I'm really seeing. But they're the winners here are of course Ramadre Stevenson and Tyquan Thornton, believe
Mm.
it. And then I got Booty over here as something else. But like it just I don't think their offense is going to be much. They're going to be a defensive team like they've always been, and we're going to see what happens. But the Patriots dynasty has been over. We
I
already
mean,
know.
the best thing I could say about the Patriots offense is that they actually got a coordinator this year,
Mm-hmm.
in Bill O'Brien, and so Mac Jones has somebody he's familiar with working with.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he liked working with this coach
Yeah.
because
You,
he definitely had a hard time this past year, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Have you heard about it? Some of that
right.
mess too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. He was reaching out to people to help him like make plays for the team, and Belichick's like, What are you doing, kid? You're making us look
Yeah,
stupid." You
I
know?
mean, listen, uh, you got to do something. You know, you got to do something because they were not doing anything with the offensive coaching, man. So I feel for the kid. Let's go to Las Vegas and the Raiders. They took even approach to the draft early on. They split their early picks between offense and defense. The offense, of course, is going to look different. They got a new quarterback, um, and we're definitely going to see the kind of offense that they've been wanting to run. And so we'll see if they're right, see if they're wrong. Who knows? But could this be a good landing spot for Michael Mayer, the tight
Hmm.
end, after they traded Waller? Like, opportunity is wide open.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You say that, and after the draft, that was like a thing. But then I think this week they just signed Forrest Moore.
No, the Saints signed Foster Monroe,
That's it.
former LSU Tiger, also former
Oh.
Raider, and the guy's going
Oh.
to be a beast. I don't
Ah.
understand how the
Ah.
Raiders let him go.
Ah.
This guy is going to be a freaking
Ah.
monster with the Saints. So, you know,
Wow.
we got to get our Saints plug in, okay?
I like your. I'll always love your Saints optimism. I do. I
Right,
do.
yeah, that's
I
right. Yeah.
really thought he signed up with the Raiders for some reason. That threw me off. So it threw me off why they would draft Michael Meyer and then sign him like
Yeah.
the next week. So,
Hmm.
but anyway, Michael Myers. He's one of the two tight ends I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Dalton Kincaid and Michael Meyer. And I also like to have a strategy. I like to take a quarterback and a tight end every draft, every rookie draft,
Why tight end, though?
because I'm looking for the next top three tight end. Because
Okay,
the top,
but so just like, I guess statistically kind of speaking, I don't have any stats to actually back it up, but
okay,
my experience is
yeah,
like you don't really start seeing production out that tight end position until like year 3. And so
mm-hmm,
you're
mm-hmm,
buying and holding that long?
yeah,
I never know you to hold anything that long.
ah, dang,
Like I'm serious. I'm,
yep.
I'm shocked by this.
Well, we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. I hold on to some things.
No, I'm talking about fantasy players, man. You were a king. Trade him because he's not a number one guy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, whenever there's some upside and I think the value's met, then of course I'm trading out on it. But the Michael Meyer or Dalton Kincaid this year, and to go with some of the stats that I do have, is that a rookie tight end in Dynasty is a 10% chance that you're going to get somebody that makes out to be worth anything as far as Dynasty goes. That's why I always say I'm drafting those in the third and fourth round. I'm going quarterback, tight end, third and fourth rounds. I'm going running back, wide receiver in rounds 1 and 2. So now those two can flop. I could go wide receiver in the first round, running back in the second. I can go tight end or quarterback in the third/fourth. Those can flip. But what I want to do is I want to create a need for tight end and quarterback in the league, so that I can trade them away for more value than they're technically really worth. So that's where you're getting
create this need by drafting them.
Yeah, you create a need by having too many on your team.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
You'll end up with like 4 or 5 quarterbacks all of a sudden. Then like one dude 1 year doesn't have a quarterback to draft to running into. He runs into a quarterback problem, and he's going to start having like 4 quarterbacks on his roster for the next like 3 years. And so you end up creating this scenario where you've got the 2 positions, quarterback and tight end, that there's only one of on your roster. There's only one playable position. So you create like a need, and then you trade them for more value than they're really worth.
Okay.
You see how that works?
Yeah. I got you.
I didn't mean to get in Timmy's trades right there, but that's what I do.
That is what you do. Yes.
So I'm taking one of these 2 right here, and so he was Michael Meyer, going off the Raiders. Michael Meyer, he was projected to be a first-round pick, and he slipped into the second round. Okay. Now the Raiders do have Austin Hooper there,
and they also got O.J. Howard.
I don't care about O.J. Howard.
I mean, look, these are guys they invested in the offseason, and so we'll see who ends up taking his job, and more than likely, like this season, is going to be one of the veterans, or maybe both of the veterans.
Yeah, so. But I'm expecting Meyer to come out, and sometimes you got to invest and hold.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I agree.
And then the other one is the Trey Tucker, wide receiver.
Okay.
All right. They drafted him in the
third round. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the 2 ones that I'm looking at on the Raiders.
Okay. All right. Let's move to Baltimore. The Ravens, they made a statement by getting the deal done with Lamar Jackson before the draft. Yeah. And also during the draft, they added another piece to that wide receiver room. And this is after they picked up Odell Beckham Jr. And so Lamar Jackson's his career season high for passing yards has been 3,000 yards. So after all these additions, would you take the over?
Wait, over 3,000?
Yeah, over 3,000 yards for Lamar Jackson passing yards.
No, look, the over's got to be less than that. Because that's his max.
Wondering, like, what would you bet on that?
I think he's I don't know how many rushing yards did he do that year? Let me ask you that. Do you know?
No, let me look it up.
We'll pull that up.
Let's see, Lamar Jackson.
So, because I'm going to guess that 1/4 of his total yards is going to be rushing yards.
Okay, so each of his years, like that's 2019, he had 3,100 yards passing. Mm-hmm. Okay, rushing. This is all passing stats.
Yeah. So let's see here, 21, but he missed some games in 21 also.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he missed some games in 22. So his only full healthy season's 23. Okay. I'm sorry, 2020, and his only full healthy healthy season was 2020, and he's got almost 3,100 passing yards and 1,100 rushing yards.
Okay. Yeah.
So 3,000 passing yards, man. That's all you're gonna get, the max out of
Oh,
Lamar.
okay. So you
And
you, you take the under or just whatever.
I'm gonna go with under because he's gonna get hurt.
Okay.
All right. When it goes, if you say, "Hey Tim, over under 3,000 yards," I'm gonna take the under. Now the year before in 19, he did pass for 3,500 yards and rush for 1350. So I mean, it's still that's not his max, but well, that was his max. Sorry, 3,500 yards. But I still take the under because he just hadn't played any, a full season since 2020.
Okay.
And so let's just say, for instance, we're going to split up 3,000 yards amongst all the targets that he has.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what targets? We're going to go with OB. Let's see here. Boom. Pull up the depth chart. So we got Bateman, OBJ, and Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Andrews also. Who's the number one guy? Mark Andrews.
Okay.
Mark Andrews is your number one guy. He's one of the number one tight ends right now. So, you got Bateman, Beckham, and Zay Flowers left over. And I do have on here, by the way, that Bateman's probably my loser out of this.
Yeah, I could see that too. Another guy we're not really counting on is Duvernay and Aguilar. Like those are two guys that'll show up any given week in a game
Yeah.
and get you 12, 15 points.
Yeah. All of a sudden pop in and,
Yeah,
raping other people's points.
yeah,
But that draft capital matters more so than I think them signing OBJ. That's in that 1 year contract.
yeah. It's a 1 year deal, but it's
Yeah,
a lot of guaranteed money. So he's gonna play if
yeah,
he's healthy. You know.
yeah. I believe he's going to play this year, but he's going to be. I think it's just a 1 year thing to have Lamar happy,
Yeah.
and then they drafted Zay as like the future.
Um, I
And
think
Bateman.
the other thing that people are discounting about Baltimore is the fact that they hired a new offensive coordinator
Hmm.
and Todd Monken. He's from Georgia, um, so he knows how to use a mobile quarterback, but he's a pass happy guy, and so I can see him, forcing Lamar to actually use that arm, and that's what they're gonna roll with. And then
Less
they got the receivers to do it now, so there's no excuses.
less designed run plays.
Yeah,
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 I
for
got you.
sure.
I got you.
Especially
Well,
with his injury history, they're gonna try to keep him.
hmm I got you. So I'm looking at Mark Andrews here because we're talking about split up that 3,000 yards,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So Mark Andrews going to 2019 when Lamar had like 3,500 yards passing. Mark Andrews had 900 yards out of that, so it's a little bit under 1/3. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that Mark Andrews is going to get 1/3 for looking at Andrew's stats along with Lamar's stats. 1/3 of those yards are going to go to Andrews. So if he passes for 3,000, Andrews is going to be a 1,000 yard
Hmm.
receiver.
Okay.
Now the other 2,000 is going to be split amongst the wide receivers.
Hmm.
That's why I think Bateman's a loser here.
Okay.
Zay Zay Flowers is probably going to be my pick. So
Okay. Makes sense.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Now the other winner here is J.K. Dobbins.
Oh yeah, with no running back being selected in the draft for them. So yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with you there.
I've made some moves on Dobbins a couple of weeks ago with no word back from people, but yeah, he's been interesting for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh looked to bolster the offensive line with their first pick, but how much does adding to the offensive line in the draft help the overall outlook on fantasy for the Steelers? So, I
Well,
mean, what do you think with that?
I think the nice part is that you know what you're getting with the Steelers offense.
Mm.
You're probably going to get a little bit better repeat of last year.
Okay.
with Najee being healthy though. Najee was hurt last year, right?
He played the majority of the time, but yeah, he started splitting some work because of injuries. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
I think Najee Harris and Jalen Warren are going to be pretty good picks overall this year,
Hmm.
and Pat Freiermuth also. With the O line investment, you're assuming the tight end's going to be a little bit more open.
Yeah. Um, I think it does help Kenny Pickett the
Hmm.
most overall. Um, they also um, went ahead and got him that protection, but that big target in a tight end on the
Yeah.
offense and Darnell Washington. Um, really big target. Of course, I don't think he's going to do much this season, but he could be factored in some red zone work because the guy has the size for that. And
Hmm.
you have to just do a couple routes in the red zone, and with that size, they can definitely put him in there.
Boom, boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I also, they got my boy Allen Robinson.
Yeah, yeah. So with that wide receiver room, man, it's going to be difficult to kind of tell who's going to be the second guy there because they're really high on Pickens last year, and he showed up, but
Yeah.
Allen Robinson, he had like 2 down years, I think.
Yeah.
So you kind of wonder if he fell off the cliff or not. And I'm guessing that's what the Rams thought
Hmm.
when they traded him, and probably also to just kind of shed some money so they can get things back working out there. So
Yeah.
it's also one of the things they could have been thinking.
That Sean McVay definitely has the whole guy that goes to the club too much. He spends too much money drinking, and he's like, "Oh shit, the rent's due." Oh man, the rent's due. What do I do?
Yeah,
Yeah, let me go sell this VCR I bought last week.
there you go.
That's showing our age. I bought this brand new last week. It was $200. You can buy it for 100. I need to pay the rent.
That's right.
You know. So, but I am interested in Calvin Austin.
Oh, okay. That's a name
The
I wasn't expecting.
All right, yeah. Well,
Hmm.
supposedly, all right, this has been a thing on social media. So in the combine, the NFL listed him as running a 4.3,
Hmm.
but on the video of the combine, like you can definitely see he runs a 4.03.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then like you see his foot cross the line, and the clock says 4.03, and then he's like coasting, after he finishes the 40, and they go 4.3, and you're going, how did this happen?
Hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Like my clock is off from yours for sure. And so that's kind of interesting guy right there for me.
All right. All right. So let's go to Houston, and we're going to talk about the Texans. They were aggressive with trading in the draft. Um, they might have left the draft with the best pass rusher.
Hmm.
Sneaky draft pick late. Also, they select Toa Toa from Alabama at linebacker.
Hmm.
This could be another guy I think is going to play for years. And with Miko Ryans being a new head coach, I think he should know how to pick a linebacker. But we'll see if he's right.
Tua Tua, that's a Hawaiian name, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. That's probably one of those guys you hate, Tim.
Yeah, yeah. Don't tell him that because he's probably bigger than me.
Yeah, for sure.
But um, one of the interesting guys for me, of course, well, C.J. Stroud
Yeah.
is, uh, you know, their number two overall pick.
Hmm.
You gotta if he ends up being, I'm gonna say if he falls to the late second round, early third round, I might end up picking him up.
Oh, do you
Yeah,
think they're gonna start him this year, or you think they're gonna have him sit behind Davis?
Davis Mills? No, no, I think Stroud's gonna probably take over before week 4.
Okay.
I mean, you don't spend a number 2 pick and then
Right.
let him sit behind Davis Mills all year, right? Um,
I mean, I don't know. Like I am looking at their offensive line, and they look pretty good on the
mhm.
offensive line. So I think it may be fine to let him go in there. But the problem with them is they don't really have much weapons. They traded Cooks.
Mhm.
That was their number one weapon. I mean, they got Mechie,
Yeah.
second round pick from last year, but we'll see what he can turn into. I think they're hoping for things out of Robert Woods, but we'll see if
Mhm.
he got anything left in the tank.
I don't believe that. You don't sound too hype on Robert Woods either.
Right.
No.
These are hope picks, I think.
Yeah, Tank Dale though is more of a hope pick for me.
Okay.
Their wide
Okay.
receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So when did they get him in third
Got him
round? I
in the
think.
third round. Yep.
Yeah, and then
Mm-hmm.
but John Mechie and Tank Dell are probably my two most go after targets. Didn't they? Wait, didn't they get did they sign Dalton Schultz? Who?
Tight end. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, Dalton
Mm-hmm.
Schultz too, man.
Yep.
I just thought about that. But the number one winner on this team is Damian Pierce, and I hate saying that because you own him. That's two of your guys that I've said, I like them,
Mm.
and two of my guys that I said that were involved in a trade with me last year that you didn't like was who was that, Bateman and gosh, I forgot who the other guy was earlier in the show,
Okay.
but Bateman was the other one.
Mm.
So you should be happy that like the guys that I traded for have not worked out. Elijah Moore, Elijah Moore was the other one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right, man. Let's wrap this thing up with the Tennessee Titans. No additions to the wide receiver room, but they did select a quarterback early.
Hmm.
Now, this is a positive sign for their current wide receivers on the roster, but they didn't get any wide receivers in a draft, so everybody's kind of married to each other here, and we'll
Yeah.
see how that works out for them in Tennessee. But who do you think the winners and losers are for this one, man?
Wow, dude. I think the first off, I think Tennessee does have the worst wide receiver depth chart in the whole NFL. And I hate to say that because Traylon Burks is there, and he's an
Yeah.
Arkansas guy,
Hmm.
you know. But I think Will Levis is going to take over in the first 4 weeks. They dra- they
Oh,
they picked up, yeah. They
so you think
Tannehill.
Tannehill just gonna suck?
I don't think Tannehill's been a great quarterback. He's been a good quarterback, a serviceable quarterback, but he's not a franchise quarterback.
His cousin's light.
He is Cousins light. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who was that? Who told Dak that he was Cousins? Remember that? Who was
Oh,
that? Was that Cooper? That was Cooper.
yeah, it was some
Amari
NFL
Cooper.
player, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
His,
that happened last year.
Amari Cooper said that Dak was just a black Kirk Cousins.
Wow, wow.
Then you call Tannehill a Cousins light.
Yeah,
So
cousin's light.
he's Dak light. So,
Yeah.
but but yeah, let's see here. He could still they could still play Tannehill throughout the year.
Hmm.
My notes are telling Tannehill could still play the whole year, and Levis could just learn.
Yeah.
But there might be pressure for him to take over, even though there's no wide receiver depth over there, not a good core.
Yeah,
Uh,
my outlook on this thing is I don't think Levis is actually that good at quarterback. So there's no
okay.
chance he's gonna beat out Ryan Tannehill. The
Hmm.
only way I think they see Levis is if the team just sucks. And then,
Wow.
you just put him in because, at
But
that point you gotta see what you got, so
they do suck.
I don't think they're gonna be that bad.
Okay.
Because I mean, they shouldn't be holding on to Derrick Henry if they believe they're going to be that bad. Now, I think they're
Okay.
going to play a ball control kind of offense
Hmm.
because I mean that's what they're built for because they can't spread it around. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have wide receivers. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Now they did get that running back in the third round too.
Yeah,
Not
they,
that he's
they,
gonna.
they got Tajay Spears, who's a Louisiana guy. I mean, I think he's going to be a beast. But the
Mhm.
word on him was um, the cartilage in his knee. He doesn't have any, and
Yeah.
so they're predicting a 3-year career for him, and that's why
Wow.
he fell in the draft. But he still went third round. I think he did pretty good. Save your money, young man. Save your money.
Save That's coming from Dell. Don't be buying a 4 Series Beamer like Dell does. All right, not all of us can do that. Put a sticker on it saying, "Hey, I am Dell. Call me."
Put a sticker on it. It probably works for this guy. I'm telling you, Tim.
Me, Dell. You woman. I want you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. You know, this is a transaction here. That's what we do.
Transaction. Oh, dude. He called it a transaction.
Everybody knows why we're here, okay? That's it, man. All right. Well, I don't know what we're gonna be talking about next week, but we're gonna figure this thing out. Hopefully we can get like some guests or something on to kind of break things up a little bit. Maybe we'll have somebody from the league on and just talk about some stuff with the league.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all the show we got for you this week. We'll be back with you next week. And of course, please go and grab somebody's phone and play our YouTube videos. We need the views, please. We're working hard over here, okay? Yeah. So with that said, I will leave you with one thing.
I hate you guys so very, very much.
And we out.
Remember to follow us on Twitter and Facebook at BSnBEER Media. Or if you're old and want to write a strongly written letter, email us bsnbeer@icloud.com.